Welcome back to Over 55. I'd like to introduce our new guest today. It's David Corke of the London Training Centre and his board member, Karen, I'm sorry, Karen, I knew I'd screw it up. Karen Button, who is a board member. So I think it's very interesting that we talked to David, who runs the organization, but also as well as talking to a board member who has a lot of input into it, I hope. David, maybe you can tell us who and what London Training Centre is.
Well, London Training Centre, Ron, is all about, we're an organization that helps people succeed in the workforce. We do that in several ways. Primarily, we do receive funding through Employment Ontario, and we can help people with all the employment services that they might need, job searches, resume development, some employment counseling. We have an employment resource center. The other side of our organization is a training organization with a 25-year history in this city of helping people with certifications and trainings. Sometimes it only takes just a little bit of education and learning to inspire people to take that next step.
Okay, and I've been at your facility a couple of times, and you've moved to a new great location. And maybe you can tell people where you're located now.
Sure, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Right at the corner of Adelaide and Commissioners. Adelaide, they call it Adelaide South, but where Adelaide T-Bones Commissioners is exactly where we are. Okay,
now any age can go into the program. I noticed you got a nice computer rooms. I'll probably show it on some of the B-roll, as they call it. But what kind of classes can people take? I mean, I know you give training in computers, but there's a multitude of different classes you get, like WMIS.
Yeah, well, the list of training is not long, but certainly some of it has to do with food services training certifications, not primarily and exclusively. The safe food handling, smart serve training, which is certification to serve beverage alcohol, WMIS that addresses workplace safety. Also, we are now just most recently partnered with the Canadian Red Cross, so we are a certified training partner with the Canadian Red Cross. So we're able to provide training sessions in first aid and CPR.
So you've really expanded your training, and I mean, if you started 25 years ago, which is amazing, and you're going strong, you've really expanded the different training classes that you offer.
Yeah, we've endeavored to really become what we like to say, describe as a community trainer, your community trainer, and try to offer as many selections, a broader menu of things for people so that we can help many people in many different ways.
Great. Now I'm going to go to Karen. Hi, Karen. Board. People, I don't know if the people out there realize how much a board provides, and you're a volunteer board member, correct? So you're not getting paid for this job, but you do put a lot of effort into helping guide David, possibly. So maybe you can tell people a bit what your position is as a board member and what you do there.
So as a board member, I think I'd like to back up just a little bit and say that I had never heard of London Training Centre, but my background is education and staff development. And I happened to be at a function. I saw all these really highly skilled servers at this function, and happened to encounter someone who came from the training centre and mentioned where these folks came from. So that sparked my interest, and I was invited to come and join the board. And the board is a really high functioning group of volunteers who are committed to helping David to be as successful as he can possibly be in leading a strong group of employees. We oversee, we review the budget, and we look at the financials monthly. We try to attend as many functions as we can. Okay. So we would go to the food skills culminating activity, if there's a food for thought program, whatever programs are out there that help us to look in the community and see really what there is that is supported by the training center, and how we can help David and you know, support him in a positive way.
Yeah, so you're more involved than just sitting behind a conference table once a month for a couple of hours. So you're getting out into the community, you're promoting LTC. You come up with ideas maybe to help David with some direction, not that David needs direction, but you know, maybe some ideas that would be fresh from some outside source.
Well, there's an amazing team of people at the training center, of the employees who have ideas, including David, but they often come to us and vet them through the board, and it's wonderful to hear the different perspectives of the board members, because it's quite an eclectic group of volunteers on the board, and they bring all sorts of different backgrounds to the dialogue.
Yeah, and I think that's important, isn't it?
Exactly. As the decisions are being made, I think it's helpful to David, at least that's what we hear back from him, that he appreciates the brainstorming that we do about all the ideas and the support that we do give to the team there.
And that's important, and it really is, because there's a lot of us nonprofits out there that do a lot of good work for the community, and we're the upfront people, David and myself. They see us, but they don't see behind the scenes as much. And it is important. It's very critical that you have a strong board that can sort of lead the ship sometimes. Sometimes, I don't know about David, but I have a tendency to go off course, and it's nice to have a board that tries to bring you back an even keel. And David, you also are funded through MTCU on some of your funding?
Yes, the employment services side of the organization is funded through Employment Ontario, and that also, the provision of that full complement of services through that organization is new to us as well. That's started just this past August. So previously we offered some employment service support programs, but now we provide the full complement of Employment Ontario services, which is a rather large growth piece for us in terms of being able to help people.
Right, and it's a great program. I think later in the program, I have a JCP program, a Job Creation Partnership with the MTCU and Ontario Works, and it brings in some great people that have some extremely great skill set, which we're very fortunate to have, and we have to thank our friend Art, who helps us. You know, he has some good ideas for us. So I don't know how much he gets involved with. Probably the board, probably little, but there is some interesting programs out there.
Yeah. I like to think that ideas really do inspire human success, whether it's ideas from the clients that we encounter in our work, or from volunteer board members, or just open discussion within the community with other community partners. Really, ideally, I think what we really need to engage in here are positive conversations that can really make this a stronger community. And I think it really is that ideas grow from those conversations, and then they result in really good work.
Well, I want to thank both yourself and Karen for being on our show. This is a good segue into our next on location, because our next on location is going to be at the London Training Centre, showing your I call him chef, but he's a trainer, a manager in the I guess your food services.
That would be our local food skills program.
Okay, so I'm going to call off and say welcome. We'll see you back on Over 55 with the London Training Centre on the food services side, and we're going to have Steve James, who's an extraordinary man. Thank you.